it is that time of the year when those of us who have journals start thinking about setups for the next year. What journals to use, what pages to include, maybe even what theme to have. Of course, I am one of those people, and today we are going to go through two of my current journals, my everyday journal and my reading journal, so I can figure out what I want to have in my journals going forward. I think we should start with my everyday journal. This will be very quick, and then we can spend more time with my reading journal. Let's put this on the side. There is one more thing I would need, and that's a scribble notebook to take notes in. I will have this on the side. I'm thinking about having 2 or 3 categories for pages that I would definitely want to keep, pages that I want to keep but they need some alterations, and for pages I don't think I would need next year. Let's quickly write it down. We have keep with alterations, and do not keep. Let's open this journal. As you can see, this is a Reverie journal by Mellow Days, and these are my absolute favorite journals because they have actual watercolor paper in them. So if I feel like I want to do some coloring or painting or anything, I can do that. Well, I did not do much of painting or doodling this year, but it is always nice to have that option. I think this journal can withstand anything except alcohol markers, of course, because those bleed through everything. Yeah, these are definitely one of my favorite journals, and my 2026 daily journal will be, I think, again a journal by Mellow Days. I will show you my 2026 journal layout at the end of this video. So first we have a pocket. I think I will have it again next year, solely because this first page is a very awkward page and I never know what to do with it, and it is perfect for storing my grid guide and the year at a glance. This is absolutely perfect when I need to set up my monthly pages. I think we can write down pocket as a keep. Then a cover page, of course I will have a cover page. This one, I have to say, with time I am not a big fan of this, and I have actually absolutely no idea what my theme would be next year, so that's fun. But flipping onto the next page, here is my year at a glance. I absolutely love how I did this for 2025. I just love all of these little sections and that these are sticking out. This was a lot of work, but I really like how this turned out. I will do something very similar next year. Year at a glance. Next, I have monthly highlights. When I was setting up this journal, I did not really think I would like this as much as I do. This is simply just for me to write down events that happened each month, and I write here anything and everything. For example, we have, my phone crashed in January, so I had to buy a new one. Then I did a reading journal collab with Jessie Corinne and other amazing journalers. That was so much fun. Then I put a flooring on my balcony. Like stuff like that. As I said, anything and everything. I am not sure if I want to keep it like it is, but at the same time, I am not sure if I would do anything differently. Style of this page would definitely depend on the decoration I use. So I will put this spread in keep because I don't see myself changing much in there. Okay, this is going nicely so far, and I don't seem to be able to write nicely today, but that's fine. Next we have my social trackers, and honestly I think again we will do the same for next year. As you can see, I have here my YouTube subscription numbers, Instagram subscription numbers. I definitely should do more work on Instagram, but my priority is YouTube. I do post on Instagram, but that's mostly stories, so you can't really see. I post there often because it is not stored anywhere, so that's a bit sad, but that's totally fine. Here I had just a bit of page left, so I'm putting my YouTube milestones in there. And when I was setting this spread, I put the Pinterest section in there because I thought I would start posting on Pinterest more as well, but I quickly fell out of love with Pinterest. After 1 or 2 months, I just gave up. I did not want this space to be left unused, so I glued a paper over that, and now I am writing there my YouTube earnings. Well, earnings in quotes, because I don't really earn that much on YouTube. If I had to sustain myself from YouTube, that would not be possible at all. But that's not important right now. I am going to keep it as is. So let's write socials trackers in here. Guys, we are keeping everything here. That's perfect. Okay, this is the spread I was most proud about when I set this up. This is my video planning and schedule. Here, as you can see, I have all the months and all the dates. I do post my videos on Sundays, so here is every single Sunday of the year listed in here, and here I have title of the video and all of the steps I need to make. I can just check them off when they are done. And that's about it. I made this because I thought that I would be able to somehow film a couple videos at once, and it might get maybe slightly confusing, but no, I was not able to do that. Because of my content, I usually film one video, edit it, post it, and do it again and again. There are rarely times when I am able to make a video in advance. So yeah, everything you see is usually made 1 or 2 weeks just before it is posted. I would love to get better at this, but also my videos are kind of time sensitive. Well, I don't know how else I can describe that, but for example, of course, I need to post December setup video before the September starts and stuff like that. This was very nice for that. Also, I'm using post-its to plan my future videos. You can see here roughly what my schedule will be, and here I have some spare post-its that I will use next year. Because why not? I don't need to have 12 post-its with the bullet journal setup written on them, because that would be wasteful. So I'm using one and I just move it along. Okay, I am going to keep this setup as it is, but I will probably use less sections. Here I have video idea. I think we can scrap that totally. Filming, writing voiceover, recording voiceover, editing, thumbnail and links, and then this is for me to know if I need to change links at the end of the video for something else or to update them sometimes, and I rarely need to do that now, so we don't need that one. I think I will keep it as just filmed, then voiceover, and then edit. That will be better. So we are going to put it in keep with alterations, but those alterations will be very, very minor. And this was very helpful during some months, because sometimes I can't envision what the months will look like. And also there are some months, just like November is, when there are 5 Sundays, and suddenly I have to really think about what I'm going to post. It's not that easy for me, but with the end of year, I am even happy that November has 5 Sundays, because as I said, the season of setting up journals is here, and I am so excited. Next we have waiting for. There was one more page for the waiting for section, and as you can see, I definitely prepared way too many pages. I am doing my best to buy less stationery, but I still got a lot. Some of these are collaborations, so I did not really pay for them, or I paid much less, but still, this is a lot. I still want to have a waiting for section, but I will definitely use only 1 or 2 pages for that. I really like this layout. Here I have section from, then date when I ordered, date when it was shipped, and then date when the items arrived. Sometimes I don't really know where the items will be shipped, but you always know when the items arrived. This was really useful because I had one order that gone missing and I totally forgot about that. But looking at this list, I then knew that I need to reach out to the customer service, and everything got sorted out. And next we have watching. I am not watching that many movies or series this year. That's totally fine. I don't really have time to watch as much because I am reading a lot. Also, making videos takes a lot of time. I would keep this list in my journal, but what I am thinking for next year is to have a dedicated movie and series journal, and in that one I will have a list of everything I have been watching. So I will have to write this into do not keep. And I'll just write here migrated to movie journal. I have never kept a movie journal before, but I think that will be fun. What I'm doing now is that I am doing some movie journaling in my creative journal, and while I think it looks fine, I don't really like this journal. I just hate how yellow and thin these pages are. So this will be for things like this, end of year TBRs, and what do I have here? This was a page I created when I just needed to do something, so I did this, and the goals page and some swatches. Yeah, this is so pretty. Because I don't really like this journal, I will keep using it until it is full, but I will migrate all of my movies into another for that dedicated journal. And what we have here, wishlist. As you can see, I did not really use it at all, and I don't plan on having this in my next year's journal. Also, then and again, as you can see, I did not really fill in some of these yet. Hopefully I will be able to fill it in later. You have some categories and you write what's on your mind on January 1st and then December 31st. I really like the idea of this page, but I don't see myself having it again in my journal. Let's write it here. Next. Yeah, okay, that was it. These were all pages I had at the beginning of my journal, and there are a few pages I was thinking I could add for next year. One of them is future me problems. That will be a list where I will write everything that needs to be done but does not have date or week or month assigned yet. I think that will be very useful. Okay, let's make a category of add, and it will be future me problems. Also, maybe some kind of bills and subscriptions tracker, because honestly, it is being ridiculous and I need to get on top of that. Recently, I realized I have been paying for Artlist. That's where I got my music, and I have been not using that at all, and that's a lot of money for something you are not using. And recently also I subscribed to Artlist only because they said that even when you end your subscription, you can use their music for the rest of your life. And that is suddenly not true anymore. And I really hate that. I really hate that they pulled this move. So yeah, I unsubscribed. And I feel like the bills and subscription page will make me realize what I am paying for, make me shift through all my bills and see if I need something or if I need to change something. So I think that page will be awesome. And that's it for my daily journal. We have quite a few lists and pages that we will keep. One that we will keep but do some alterations. Then there are 3 lists I will not keep and I will add 2. I am very excited about that. And now we should look at my reading journal. For that I will need to have 2 pages open because there are 20 or 30 lists and trackers and spreads, and that is a lot. I still want to have this be somehow organized. Okay, so let me bring in the reading journal. This is so beautiful still. It is getting a little dirty. I tried to make it better, but I don't know. At this point, I feel like I will have to come in with water and soap or something, but it's still beautiful. This is an embroidered sketchbook by Bailey J, and while I love it, there are not that many pages. There are, I think, 120 pages in this sketchbook, and that is not enough for me. And for the past couple of months, I have been doing my best to use as small amount of pages as possible for my monthly reviews so that everything for 2025 will fit in this journal. I am still yet to do monthly reviews for 3 months, And this is what we have left. This is nothing. This is already on my channel. For September, I managed to put 7 book reviews on this one page. So I added one more page and then I added a flip out. And yeah, well, it is creative work and it is something I enjoy, figuring out how to do stuff. I would be happier if I did not have to do this. Okay, so our sections will be the same. So we have keep with alterations, do not keep. Let's do migrate, and we can do add section as well. Let's see. We again have a pocket. I will have this in my next journal. In this one, I am having a grid guide and star stickers that I use in one of my spreads. I will show you later. Next, we have cover page. Of course, I will have a cover page, but I don't think I will be able to surpass this one. This is my absolute favorite, and I have to say, this whole journal is a favorite journal I have ever decorated. I just love it so much. Next, we have reading goal. Of course, that will stay in here. I think it will even stay in a layout like this, because this is something I really enjoyed this year. Reading goal. I am not sure if I will make as many boxes for next year. I might do some smaller alterations, but nothing major. Next is a list of books read in 2025. And as you can see, I prepared 4 pages, and this month I will finally reach 3rd page. This is very exciting. But I also have covers read in 2025, and it is the same list as is this one, but in book covers. I have said this multiple times. This is one of my favorite spreads of this journal, so it will definitely stay for next year. But that brings the question if I really need the same thing in written form, and I don't think I do. Only one section I would like to keep is maybe the rating, but I can try and incorporate it in this spread. I will write books read in do not keep and covers read in keep with alterations. I will probably change its name to books read in 2026. So I will be changing the title, and also I will be adding star rating, probably. I don't think I mentioned that, but this is also glued in the chronological order as I finish each book. So yeah, I don't really see a reason for this list in here. Next, we have read my shelf. As you can see, I did not really do much damage in this spread, and it pains me so much. But all of these books I still really want to read. I really like this spread, but because I am a very visual person, I was thinking about maybe doing this as some kind of bookshelf, or maybe I will have a space for the book cover to add in when I finish a book from my shelves. I don't know yet, but this spread will definitely be in my next journal, only slightly different. Then we have series tracker. Oh, I love how this looks. As you can see, I did not prepare enough space for this, but I think this is pretty clever, I have to say so. Series tracker will definitely stay. I think even this kind of setup is something that works for me. Let's write it in keep. All these brown dots are books I finished before 2025, and all of these green ones are for books I read this year. As you can see, I have a higher succession rate in series I started this year, which is interesting, but I'm also doing my best to slowly read and finish series I started earlier. There are quite a few series I need only one book to read for them to be finished, so that is something I am keeping my eye on for the rest of this year. And that's why I love this series tracker, because if I did not have this reminder, I would definitely not finish as many series as I could, even when maybe this does not look like I'm doing the best job, but seriously, this is good. This is good for me. There are series I started like 4 or 5 years ago and never came back to, and I completely forgot about them. That's why I need this list. Let's see what's next. Okay, 25 in 2025. When I was setting up this spread, I knew there is no chance I would ever finish all of these books. I did not really finish that many, but I still think I did a good job. And these stars, I have them in here, so it is very easy to just reach to the beginning of the journal and put a star in here. I want to have 26 in 2026 for next year, and I might not even read 26 books next year. Who knows? I would love having this spread in there, if nothing else then as inspiration. If I feel like I don't know what to read, I can just come in here and look at the list. Now, next we have a list of books bought. I really like that there is this list. I'm also happy I did not buy as many books and I was able to fit into one page. Well, there are still more than 2 months left to the end of this year, but I don't think I will buy many more books. This list will definitely stay. Here I have month I got the books, title, author, and here I have a little check mark to mark if I read the book. And as you can see, I am doing pretty nicely. These are books I got in October, so of course I did not really have time to read them yet. That said, while I love this list, I am a visual person, so I am thinking about maybe having this as a bookshelf or maybe something like that. I definitely want to change this up a bit. Let's write it down in keep with alterations. And I just noticed I wrote cap. So let's, yeah. Okay, Read the Rainbow. I totally love this page so much. I am having a bit of trouble in finding a light green book to read, but there is one I found that I want to read, so hopefully this will be full by the end of the year. I am definitely keeping this tracker in, but maybe having bigger book covers and having this across 2 pages, I would like it much better. Okay, here we have days I finished a book. This is a page that brings me so much joy, but at the same time, I don't think it is necessary. Well, nothing in this journal is necessary. You don't need any of these pages. This was something I did as an experiment. I will still keep a record of days I finished my books, but I will maybe include it in my year in pixels spread. So let's add this into Do Not Keep. DNF graveyard, thankfully, or maybe not really thankfully, I am a person who very rarely DNFs books, and I should really get better at that. It will definitely stay. There is one book I was not able to finish this year, and at the end of the year I will print the book cover for that and put it on the page. Okay, next, yearly statistics. This might be very overwhelming spread for some, and it is for me some months, but I really like it. I really like seeing my statistics even when I do nothing with them. I just love to see all of the numbers, so yearly statistics will definitely be something I am keeping, but I want to make this rating section better. I have here DNF. I am not sure why I did not write the one DNF book in here. I will have to look into that. So DNF, then 1 star, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 4.75 and 5-star rating. 4.75 is for those books that I really like and they would be 5 stars, but there is something that is very slightly bothering me. I had a couple of books like that. I am thinking about keeping it as it is, but adding half stars for those. So I will also have 1.5, 2.5 and 3.5 stars in here. That's, I think, the only alteration I will do. And that means I will have to figure out a better layout, because I don't think everything will fit on this double spread if I add those columns, but that's a future me problem. Let's write yearly statistics in here at 0.5 ratings. Here we have pages per book. This was another experiment and I was not sure how this would go, but this is also one of these pages I absolutely love. I ran out of room and I had to add a piece of paper to be able to continue, but other than that, this page will definitely be in my next journal as well as the Hall of Fame. At the end of the year, I will print book covers for all of the books I have written here. I did not do that yet because I was not sure how many books will there be on this page, and I just wanted to make sure that everything will fit. That's why this is not that pretty to look at for now, but it will be all all ready by the time I will do my 2025 reading journal flip through. And here we have a book matrix. This is where the Hall of Fame page will become critical, because I will take 10 books from this list and I will write them in here, and then they will go head to head against each other, and that way I will figure out the exact rank of the top 10 books of the year. I have not filled this in yet, of course, so I can't really tell if I want to have this in my next year journal, but I have a feeling I probably will. This is absolutely copied from Jessie Corin's reading journal. I will leave a link to the video where she talks and explains this book matrix, because now that I understand it, it is not that bad, but it is pretty complex when you hear about it for the first time, so I will let it to her to explain this to you if this piqued your interest. Okay, next we have A to Z challenge. Okay, this is one of these challenges I really like to do. I have a section for book titles and authors, and while I love this, I think for next year I will go only with book titles, and instead of having this as a list, I would love to be able to print the book covers for all of these reads, because as I said, visual, I love when I can add book covers to everything. So let's write it in here. A to Z challenge, and I will write down only book titles, and I'll just write images. Okay, next we have 2025 reading in pixels, and this is very intense but I love this. This is the page that I thought I could incorporate days I finished a book into. I saw people do some dot, like with regular black pen, a dot when they finish a book in this tracker, and I would like to try that. The only thing I would like to change about this spread is maybe have it as separate for pages and minutes read, but at the same time I don't read that many books physically or as an ebooks, so that tracker would be half empty, even more than half empty. So I have to think about that. Also, because I don't have that many dot markers and I would love to use other colors than these, I am thinking about just using regular markers. I definitely should put this list in here or somewhere where it would be easier to write, because this is driving me crazy, but that's fine. Reading in pixels. Now, places I have visited. I saw this page first time in Amanda Maid's reading journal, and I really love the idea of it, and I love adding new cities and places into this page, only I have to remember to do it more often. I will put it in Keep, and I hope I will get better at this. Okay, next we have Court of Drinks and Book Talks. This is a book club I have with two of my friends. We are supposed to read only 3 books this year, and as you can see, I have finished only 1 so far. I did not write anything about it yet because I have written about it on my review page, so this was not really necessary, but that's fine. There is 1 book I am currently reading, and then I will have only 1 book to read, and that's the one I picked. I am waiting for my friends to read it and annotate it, so then I can read it. For these 2, I am the first one that does the annotations, and it is kind of annoying because I don't know how much I need to annotate. I have never done this before, but it's okay. At this point, I have no idea if we will do this next year again, but just in case, I will write it in the keep list. Reading bingo. Again, this I decided to do a last minute, and I want to keep a reading bingo, but I will need to do this differently because I absolutely do not like how it looks. So it will go into these sections. Okay, and now Buzzword reading challenge. This year there are prompts for both covers and titles, which I absolutely love. I am thinking about joining next year's Buzzword reading challenge if there will be one, and I would definitely love to include it in next year's journal, but what I am thinking about is to create separate journal for all reading challenges, especially for the ones that will take full year or maybe even more than that to finish. I don't see a reason of having a reading challenge that will take me a long time to finish in one of my yearly reading journals, because then I will always have to keep it on hand if I want to add something in there. So the Buzzword reading challenge will go into the migrate section, and I think that's it. Yeah, this is already my January. This was quite a lot of pages to go through, but we managed. Now, there are again few trackers I would maybe like to add. One of them is genre tracker. I do read a lot of fantasy, but I would like to branch out a bit next year, and maybe genre tracker would motivate me to pick books from other genres. I was also thinking about maybe adding a tracker for dates or years the books I've been reading were published. That might be an interesting one. I am not sure how I would do that yet. Maybe some kind of bar graph or something like that. I don't know yet, but I really like the idea of it. Then there is page with favorite quotes. Because I listen to most of my books, I don't write the quotes or don't mark them in my books often, but when I really like the book, I go to the Goodreads and look through the quotes that were marked by readers. That's where I will go for the quotes for this list. Next we have book wish list. As the title says, I want to have a place where I will write down books that I maybe would like to read, and that will also make it easier for me at the end of the year when people will ask what I maybe want for Christmas. I can just tell them some of the book titles from that list. Yeah, so that's an idea. Then, because I have a list of books I have bought, maybe I could have a list of books I have unhauled. There are not that many books I am unhauling during the year, so that's something I'm still thinking about. I would have to make it pretty visual, because there is a possibility that that list will remain blank or almost blank, so that's something I need to think about. Next thing is maybe having a page highlighting non-fiction. I have read maybe 3-4 non-fiction books this year, and that's only because I keep forgetting that's an option. If I had that list, I think I would be reminded more that yeah, you want to read more non-fiction. That's the idea behind that. Also, as I think about it now, maybe a page for classics as well would be nice. I am trying to read classics, just a few a year, and I keep having a bad luck with them, but I keep trying. Having a pretty visual way of the classics I have read might be nice. I have seen so many pages of anticipated releases, and that might be a cute idea as well. There are not that many books I keep an eye on, but when there is something I'm excited about, I don't really have a space for that to be written down and to be reminded when the book comes out. I think that's everything for now. It is definitely a lot, and it will take me a long time to prepare and make all of these pages, but at the same time I am very excited about that. Let's see, we have quite a few pages we will keep, and even more pages that I will keep, but I will do some alterations too. It's usually just some layout alterations. Then there are only 2 pages I will not keep, and 1 I will migrate to another journal. And there are quite a few pages I am thinking about adding to my next journal. It will be definitely even more than I have in this journal. I am not going to lie, this is slightly intimidating, but as I said, exciting as well. That was everything for the planning stage, and now I will show you my planner lineup for 2026. Let's start with my regular journal. I will be again using a Reverie journal by Mellow Days, this time in this beautiful blue color. This was a big contender for this year's journal, but eventually the red one I'm using now won. But yeah, this is absolutely stunning. I really like the color of that and all of these golden details. It is so pretty. Also, these boxes are absolutely stunning, and I am having a very hard time of getting rid of them. For my next year's reading journal, I will be using this beauty. This is a square journal made by Tifosi. When I saw this design, I immediately knew that this is the one. It's this beautiful dark green with some birds and some foiling. It is absolutely stunning. Now for the journals that I will keep using, so the journals that I will not be setting up anew. We have a journal for my marker swatches. I definitely need to add more marker swatches in this, but even what I have in here already turned out to be useful. Next is my creative journal. You have seen that one already in this video. This is my halt journal, so of course it makes sense. It will be used for more years than just one. It is again Tifosi journal. This was Moleskine, I guess. I don't really like Moleskine journals, and this is from the washi tape shop. As you can see, it is small and cute and lovely. Okay, so this is a halt journal. You won't see that much of it on my channel, but just know that I'm using it. I did the setup of this one a few months ago, and while I like it, I will do some alterations in this one during next year. And here we have my home journal. This one will be, of course, used for many years. I am kind of person who likes to reorganize their whole apartment every few years, so that's why I have all of my floor plans in here and everything, and some inspiration pictures. And this is the spread for when did I last. I really like how it looks. There might be new pages I will add during next year, but I will mostly be using the ones that are already set up. Okay, this is getting big. Oh, there is RYEMIART journal. That's this massive thing. So this is the journal I'm using for Magical Readathon. There is a lot. That one I am using 2 times a year during spring and autumn equinox. I also have my washi tape swatch journal, and there are also some stickers. When I get new washi tapes, I put them in here. That way it is easier for me to work on my pages when I am looking for something, but at the same time I don't know what. Here I have some old stickers. Everything is in here, and I keep adding bits and pieces in here. This is sticker release paper, so nothing gets wasted when I use up the full washi tape roll. That never happened yet, but it might. I have the last pieces in here if I need them. If no, they will just stay in here as memory keeping or something. And now for the 2 journals I will have in my lineup for the first time ever, and that is the movie journal. I plan on using again a Reverie journal by Mellow Days, and this time is Traveler's size. Okay, I have not used Traveler's size notebook yet. This will be pretty fun to get to know the size of the journal while journaling about movies and series I have watched. And the last one, this is a lot. I did not think I had that many journals before I started to put them on the table. Okay, so the last one, I did not took it off the packaging yet. So this is another square journal by Tifosi. Look at this. Beautiful dark blue with gold, and this one will be my second reading journal, and that one will be for all reading challenges, especially because I am planning on starting a Read Around the World challenge, and that one, guys, that one I am not sure I will ever finish that challenge, so starting completely new journal for that would be a smart thing to do. Also, I will add here the buzzword challenge, maybe fantasy reading challenge. I don't know what everything will be in here, but definitely Read Around the World challenge, and I will be setting this one up after I set up my daily journal and my reading journal, so stay tuned for that because I have no idea how this will look, but I am so excited about this journal. Also, I am not sure if my regular monthly reading challenges will be in this one or in the regular reading journal. I have not figured it out yet, so we will see. Okay, let's see everything. This is so much, guys. Okay, let's maybe sort them by size. So we have 2 square journals. This will be for all of my reads. They look so pretty next to each other. This is the RYEMIART journal. This is my regular journal, home journal, health journal, creative journal, marker swatches journal, and movie journal. And this is the washi tape swatches journal. Okay, guys, this is so many. When I started journaling, I never thought I would have this many journals at once, but keep in mind that there is only one I will use daily. Some of them I will use once a month, some of them once every few months, so it is completely fine, I think. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you had a good time. This was definitely a longer one, but this is something that needed to be done for me to finally start really working on my next year's journals. I really hope you got inspired seeing some of my pages. If you want to see something similar to this, last year I went through 7 years of bullet journaling and I think 1 or 2 years of my reading journals to do the same thing. Thankfully, I did such a good job that this year I needed to go only through my current journals. But if that is something that interests you and maybe you would like to see my older, less polished journals, that is a video to go to now. If you don't want to miss my 2026 journal setups, please consider subscribing so you are notified when those are up. And yeah, that's it for today. I hope you had a good time with me. Have absolutely a lovely day and I will see you in the next one. Bye.